Let's start with something simple, something that maybe you've heard before, but today I want it to hit you differently. Psalm 20 says that God will answer you in the day of trouble. Not someday. Not when you've got it all together. Not when you've stopped making mistakes or finally figured out how to be perfectly faithful. In the day of trouble. Right now. Right where you are. In the middle of the mess. In the middle of the confusion. In the middle of whatever it is you woke up carrying this morning. God will answer you. I want you to just breathe that in for a second. Really. Just breathe. Because I know some of you came to this today with something heavy on your heart. Maybe you've been trying to make a decision, and every time you think you're close to an answer, something shifts and you're back at square one. Maybe you're tired in a way that sleep doesn't fix. That deep, bone-level tired that comes from carrying too much for too long. Maybe you're standing at a crossroads and both directions look uncertain, and you just need to know, God, are you still in this? Are you still with me? Are you still paying attention to my life? Did you hear me the last time I prayed? Because it doesn't always feel like it, and I need to know that I'm not talking to the ceiling. And the answer that Psalm 20 wants to give you today, the answer I want to speak over you right now, is yes. He heard you. He is still in it. He has never left it. And not only is He with you, He is already working on your behalf in ways you cannot see yet. He is arranging things behind the scenes of your life that you won't even find out about until later. He is closing doors you couldn't see were dangerous. He is opening paths you didn't know existed. He is moving. Even now. Even in the silence. Even in the waiting. He is moving. That is who God is. That is the God we are talking about today. And here's the thing about Psalm 20 that I love so much. It wasn't written as a theology lesson. It wasn't written to impress scholars or to be analyzed in a classroom. It was written as a blessing. A real, human, heartfelt blessing spoken over someone who was about to take a step into the unknown. Someone who was scared, maybe. Someone who had done everything they could do in their own strength and was now standing at the edge of something that required more than what they had. And someone who loved them deeply looked them in the eyes and said, God will answer you. God will send you help. God will grant you the desires of your heart. That someone is speaking those same words over you today, right now, through this. And I want to talk to you about prayer, not in a way that makes you feel guilty for not doing it enough. Not in a way that gives you a checklist or a formula or a rigid set of rules that makes the whole thing feel like homework. I want to talk about prayer the way it was always meant to be understood, as the most natural, most intimate, most powerful thing a human being can do. As the simple, beautiful act of turning toward the God who loves you and saying, here I am. Here is my heart. Here is everything I'm carrying right now. And I need you. That's it. That is prayer in its purest form. Not a performance, not perfection, just honesty. Just you and God, in whatever quiet corner you can find. With nothing between you and Him but the truth of where you actually are right now. Not where you think you should be. Not the version of yourself that has it together. The real version. The tired version, the confused version, the version that has questions and doubts and fears and hopes all tangled up together. Bring that person to God, because that is the person He is waiting for. And what happens in that space, what God does in those moments when you genuinely bring yourself to Him, is something that nothing else in this world can replicate. The peace that starts to settle over you is not the peace of having all the answers. It's better than that. It is so much better than that. It's the peace of knowing the one who does have all the answers. It's the peace of remembering that the situation you've been stressing over, the decision you've been losing sleep over, the relationship that has been quietly breaking your heart, none of it is too big for him. None of it has surprised him. None of it is outside of his reach. He has seen the end of your story, and it is good. He has walked through every chapter before you, and he is still there on the other side of every hard thing you are facing right now. He sees you. He knows you. He has always known you. And he is already moving on your behalf. There is something about prayer before your next move that changes not just the outcome, but the experience of getting there. When you pray first, when you genuinely lay it down before God before you pick up the phone, before you send the message, before you walk into the room, you walk differently. You carry yourself differently. There is a settledness in you that people around you can feel even if they can't name it or explain it. Because you are not just operating in your own strength anymore. You have invited the God of heaven into your situation, and his presence changes the atmosphere around you. It changes the way you see things. It changes the way you respond to things. It changes what you are willing to let go of and what you are willing to hold on to. Think about the moments in your own life when you felt most at peace, when you felt most like yourself, when things just seemed to flow in a way that felt right even if nothing around you was perfect. I would guess that many of those moments were moments when you were close to God, when you had been praying, when you had been still enough to actually hear him, when you had let go of the need to control every outcome and simply rested in the knowledge that he had you. That peace is not a coincidence. That peace is a gift. That peace is what happens when a human heart does what it was always created to do. Connect with its creator. Come home to the one it belongs to. And God wants that for you, not just in the big moments, not just when the stakes are high and the situation is desperate and you have absolutely nowhere else to turn. He wants that for you in the ordinary Tuesday mornings and the quiet Wednesday evenings and the Sunday afternoons when nothing is particularly wrong, but nothing feels particularly right either. He wants to be the first person you talk to when you open your eyes in the morning. Not because he needs your attention, but because he knows better than anyone, that you need his. There are people listening to this who have been carrying something for a long time. Not days, not weeks. A long time. Something that started as a worry and slowly, quietly, without you even fully realizing it, became a weight that you just learned to carry around like it was a normal part of life. You stopped expecting it to change. You adjusted. You adapted. You stopped really bringing it to God because it felt like you brought it before and nothing shifted. And after a while, it started to feel easier to just manage it yourself than to keep hoping and not seeing. And so you got very good at carrying it, very good at smiling and functioning and moving through your days with this thing sitting on your chest like a stone. I want to speak directly to you right now. God has not forgotten about that thing. He has not moved past it or decided it was too complicated or too far gone or that too much time has passed. He has not grown impatient with it. He has not looked at your situation and decided it was beyond what he could handle. The fact that you are here today, listening to this, with that thing still on your heart, that is not an accident. That is not a coincidence. That is an invitation. God is gently, lovingly, patiently drawing you back. He is asking you to bring it back to him. Not because he didn't hear you the first time, but because He wants you to keep coming. He wants the relationship. He wants the conversation. He wants to be the safe place you return to every single time life gets heavy, because it will get heavy again. And He wants you to know, deep in your bones, that He is always there. You have not worn out your welcome with Him. You never will. And maybe your next move is not a dramatic one. Maybe it is not a massive life decision, or a career change, or a leap of faith that requires you to give up everything and start over. Maybe your next move is something quieter than that. Maybe your next move is simply to pray, to stop, to get still, to put down the phone and close the laptop and step away from the noise for just a few minutes and let God into the part of your life you've been trying to handle on your own. To finally say, out loud, in the quiet of your own heart, God, I need you in this. I cannot do this without you. And honestly, I don't want to anymore. That is a move. That is actually one of the most significant moves you will ever make. Because everything, and I mean everything, changes when God is the foundation. Not when He is the backup plan. Not when He is the emergency contact you call after everything else has failed. When He is the first thing. When He is the very first conversation. When His voice is the one you are most hungry to hear before any other voice gets a chance to speak into your situation. That is when life starts to feel different. That is when the weight starts to lift. That is when you begin to notice things, small things, quiet things, that feel like God whispering, I'm here. I've got this. Keep going. I'm already ahead of you. That is the life Psalm 20 is pointing to. A life where you wake up and before the day has a chance to get loud, before the notifications flood in and the demands pile up and the pressure starts to build, you bring yourself to God first. You say, here I am. Lead me today. Go before me today. Cover me today. Order my steps. Guard my heart. Give me wisdom for what's in front of me. And then you step into your day, not with all the answers, but with something better. With the presence of the one who has all the answers. With the peace that comes from knowing you are not out there alone. And I want you to know that God meets that invitation every single time. Without fail. Without exception. There is not a prayer you have ever prayed that He has missed. There is not a moment you have ever turned toward Him that He was not already turned toward you. Already leaning in, already listening, already full of love for you before the first word left your lips. He is not hard to reach. He is not distant. He is not waiting for you to earn your way into His presence. He is as close as the breath in your lungs right now. He has been with you through every hard thing you have ever walked through. And He will be with you through every hard thing that is still to come. So here is where I want to leave you today. Whatever your next move is, whatever is sitting in front of you right now, waiting for your attention, waiting for your decision, waiting for your courage, don't take it alone. You were never meant to. God did not place you in this life and then step back and say, good luck, figure it out. He put you here to walk with Him. Every step, every decision, every uncertain, scary, exciting, overwhelming, beautiful, broken, redeemed moment of it. Pray before your next move, not because you have to, but because you get to. Because there is a God who loves you so completely, so personally, so specifically, not the general idea of you, but you, the real you, the full you, that He is genuinely, tenderly interested in every detail of your life. And when you bring those details to Him, when you trust Him with the thing that's keeping you up at night and the dream that has been living quietly in your heart for years, and the step that feels too big and too scary to take on your own. He will answer you. He will guide you. He will steady you. He will give you exactly what you need for exactly where you are going. And when you look back on this season of your life, maybe not today, maybe not for a while, but one day, you will see His fingerprints on every single part of it. Even the parts that were hard, especially the parts that were hard. You will see how He was there, how He was working, how He never once let you go even when it felt like He was silent. Trust Him today. Talk to Him today. Go to Him first, and then take your next step knowing that you are not taking it alone. You are taking it with a God who goes before you, who walks beside you, who catches you when you stumble, and who will never, ever, under any circumstance, let you fall beyond His reach. That is the promise. It has always been the promise, and it belongs to you today.